Oh, baby. I've had that song in my head all night and all morning. Good morning, gorgeous. Grab your tea, coffee, I don't know, mimosa. Whatever it is, I hope you're doing well. And let's just have a chat, shall we? Yeah, things are getting a little harder, right? They'll ease up for a little while. You know, Jupiter is coming and about to do its thing. The eclipses are coming as well. So it's going to be a mix of energies. And, you know, any other video you see on here, I'm going to always tell you, look at your own personal chart to see how the generalities of what it is you're watching is going to personally affect you, right? So most of the astrologers on here are doing general horoscopes based off of either the United States or, you know, or the signs, right? Sign placement. And, you know, it's a good overview. You know, it's like a weather forecast, kind of, you know what I mean? And they'll tell you that it won't rain, but it just might. So, you know, look at your own chart. Get apps that are easy for you to understand and read and get to know. Read up on the language. Get it to a place where you can understand it. So that way you know where everything's going. I hope that you were able to have a breakfast today. Feed your children if you have children. Feed your, you know, fur babies if you have a fur baby. I hope you were able to get the things that you need for life, right? Hope that you were able to brush your teeth, wash your face, wash your dishes, put on clean clothes. Any of those things. The as people would say, the necessities it is to operate in this life, because a lot of us take those things for granted, right? It's very important to not take those things for granted. And even if you're not taking them for granted, take care of what you have so that you can have more of it. Okay, and we're talking. So just be cognitive, thoughtful, right? Mindful of what's happening around you, ways that you can change unpleasant situations. And sometimes, even when you can't come up with a solution, that is your time to just sit in your meditation time, your prayer time, and ask for opportunities and direction to come your way for the things that it is you need. Okay, let's jump into it today. It's been a weekend. And, you know, I don't really keep track of time. My sister reminded me that my birthday was coming up, and I was just like, oh, yeah. She was like, you forgot? I was just like, well, I haven't really celebrated a birthday since my 20s. Like, not really celebrated, like, as far as, like, planned something, went somewhere, had a party. But, you know, my birthdays have never been super pleasant acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. As bad as you may want to alter a situation, as bad as you may want to adjust something or go back and correct something. I have lots of things I would love to go back and correct. You have to just accept that you may not get that opportunity. It may never come. The perfect mate, whatever you may think that is, no. But because, like, you know, we want to say that there's perfection, but there isn't. But it can be close, though. It can be very, very close to perfection, you know. Accepting yourself, accepting others, accepting situations for what they truly are, instead of trying to make them something that they are not, can be difficult. You know, I was just sitting the other day and thinking, I may never accomplish a goal that I've been trying to accomplish. Because every time I get close to it, it gets snatched away, or I fumble or trip along the way. And it's like, you know, will you ever accomplish this thing? Sure, you may be 70, but now you can't really enjoy it. You know, I appreciate the stories of, you know, so-and-so didn't become this until 80, and blah, blah, blah didn't become this until 70, and so-and-so didn't get these millions or this goal until they were 70. But it's just like, can you really enjoy it then? Like, what does that 70 look like? Because if you're not like Jack LaLanne, are you really going to be able to enjoy the accomplishments that you have strived so hard for? I wonder, you know, was Colonel Sanders really enjoying what he had established at the age that he finally was able to establish it? You know what I mean? Like, I can't use Oprah because she was on her journey. She was doing some of what it is she loved. I'm talking about the people that have been doing behind the scenes things, and then, or doing things that everyone was just like, I don't think any of that's going to work because you keep failing. And then they finally do, but they're like 70 and 60, and it's just like, can you truly appreciate and enjoy what you have achieved at that age? I mean, because if you're senile, like, it's kind of like, you know, it's just a thought. It's just a thought. Not saying that Colonel Sanders didn't enjoy it. I'm just saying it's a thought. It's a thought. It's a thought that I have. Like, if I do accomplish, and I'm laughing because if I do accomplish the goals that I have set, or achieve the accomplishments that it is that I'm seeking to have, am I going to be able to enjoy it at 70? Like, what kind of 70 would I be? Am I going to make it to 70? I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So after you accept, you must trust. You know, acceptance and trust, obviously, they go together. It's just interesting that both of the cards are purple, right? It's a lot of mind work. Either you're working it or it's working you. Okay? Thinking too hard, overthinking. And I'm not saying overthinking is a bad thing. We have to sort things out the best way we know how. But it does become stressful if you are consistently overthinking about things that you can't change by just thinking, right? Because normally overthinking doesn't really bring a solution. You're just thinking more about a situation that you can't control or fix or alter in some type of way. Overthinking usually is the result of something that you can't handle, something you don't trust on, something you have like, I don't know about that. And it can happen like this, it can happen like that, it can happen like that. But no, there is no real solution. There is no real conclusion. There is no real into it. It's just a thought that's followed by another thought, that's followed by another thought, that's followed by another thought, and another, and another, and a, you know what I mean? Well, obviously, you know what I mean, if you're doing the overthinking. We must learn to trust source, trust ourselves to make the right decision, trust your inner guidance, trust your knowing that it is going to be okay. It normally is okay. My issue, personally, is that even though I know it's going to be okay, it's not going to be the okay outcome that I'm looking for. It's just going to be okay. I'm always looking for source to shock and awe me. Like, oh my God, couldn't believe I did that. Or, oh my God, like, this is what I achieved. I have yet to like really have that in my life. Like, oh, wow. It's just like, okay, this is done now. There's more work because I have to do X, Y, and Z and get this done. Okay, I accomplished that. I have this certificate. Okay, now I need to do that. You know, it's like I'm glad that I accomplished that. I feel good that I accomplished that, but it's never like I sit and bask in it because it's like I accomplished that. It's just that this is a thing that I needed to accomplish so that I can move on to the next really big thing. Trying not to do things out of desperation or extreme need. Well, that would be desperation, but it's hard to trust, man, when you're in tough situations, though. I know, gorgeous, I know, gorgeous. It's very hard. But it must be done. Okay? You must trust anyways. Moving into the Sacral Chakra with the orange, right? I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Appreciate what was. Be grateful that you experienced it, for now you know. So if it comes along again, when you recognize it, you will treat it better. You will treat it more cautiously. You will be more attentive to it. You will be more open-hearted, possibly. Right? So it's okay to accept that a thing has gone and trust that it will be rebuilt and brought about again. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. You know, I hear a lot of people say fear is an illusion, but for some people it is real. Whatever it is that they fear, it is a very real thing because of because of the type of trauma that it caused in one's life. You know, some people will never touch a gun because of the things that guns have done in their life. Some people will never trust alcohol because of how alcohol has been very damaging to their life. And it's not the fear of what was done, it's the fear of what they know it can do because they've seen evidence of it, right? Some people will tell you false evidence appearing real, right? They use the acronym false evidence appearing real. But what if the evidence is real? Right? We're not talking about a thing that you've never done that you need to get past the fear of to see if it really is worth fearing. We're talking about things that have actually shown you this will be a no-go. Right? That's why I tell people, you know, fear sometimes it looks different for all of us. So just telling people, how do you know if you've never done a thing? That's one thing. But what if you have done a thing and it just proven to not be a thing for you? And I don't just mean drugs and alcohol, you know, relationships. You know, I used to, I used to feel a type of way about not wanting to maintain a relationship, not having the desire to have someone in my life on a continuous basis next to me in my face, right? I used to feel some type of way about that because I felt like I'm supposed to. You're a woman, you're supposed to serve, you're supposed to. And then I met astrology and realized I'm not even built. My chart screams autonomy. Screams it. Solo child. Like, technically, I probably should not have even had children. Like, and I spend a lot of time in hermit mode, you know, and I like it there. Like, it's not a thing where it's just like, oh my God, I'm so bored, there's no one around. It's kind of like, oh, they're calling me, what do they need? What do they want? Why do I need to be so connected to you? Why do you need to talk to me every day? Oh. And I know it sounds dreadful to some people, but it really isn't. One airplane ticket, one resort purchase. It's a beautiful thing. The amount of air miles and things that I have racked up and how beautiful it is to get spa service for one. Like, I just, you know. And I think about people that I would love to treat. And then I just move on with my day. Anyways, direction. Lord, please show me the right action right now. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives clear direction. May I hear the promptings of my own body. And if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. Through my acceptance, trust, fear, grief, guide me with direction. While I'm in my acceptance, trust, my fear, and my grief, continue to give me direction. Open up doors, opportunities, show me what is for me. You know, a lot of times we go through things and it's just like, I just don't feel like Source has my back. I just really don't. And there's a lot of things in this world where you can probably prove that, right? At least to the human psyche. Things like slavery and, you know, illnesses, cancer, all of this mayhem, war. And it's just like, where are you? What are you doing? What are you shifting us into? I know. I know. What are you shifting us into? Well, let's just say even though we may not have the answer to what we're being shifted into, we must trust that we're being guided in the direction that it is that we need to go. And you know, the I don't know space is a space of opportunity. It is a space of discovery. Discovery of self, discovery of resilience, discovery of press through. I mean, if you sit and honestly think of all the times where you were just like, I don't know where I'm going to go from here. Some way, somehow, some shape, some form, some fashion, you landed on your feet. I mean, if you're watching this video, obviously, right? I was watching an interview Steve Harvey did once, and he said, you know, he was in between takes on his show, and he was asking the audience, like, how many times, something to the effect of how many times were you in a situation where you just absolutely knew you were not going to make it, or you didn't think you were going to make it, or it was just the end of life together, and then you got through that. And then another situation came along and you were just like, not again, or how can I stop this from reoccurring, or, and he said, everybody in the audience raised their hand. And he was like, you have 100% survival rate. You have 100% rate of getting through whatever your issues are, or whatever the turmoil that was going through your life is. You have 100%. I found it interesting. And you know, for me, that is just not enough, though. Some people want to just survive. I don't want to just survive. I don't want to just be making it. I want to thrive and help others thrive. Like, it's great, you're keeping me afloat, but I would rather have a cruise ship, you know, where I can board other people and take them to their destinations. These are just my thoughts. Listen, gorgeous, press on. Whatever it is, press on in a way that not only makes sense mentally, logically for you, but feels fulfilling as well. Because I truly believe what fulfills you will sustain you. Love. Stay blessed.